Hello, music lovers and conversationalists. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my very late entry for one of the many vinyl tags in the month of January. And before I announce which vinyl tag this is, I thought it would be appropriate to officially call January the month of vinyl tag awareness, or the vinyl tag awareness month, if you will. And it seems like there's always a lot of great threads to jump on, and sometimes it can be overwhelming to choose because you don't want to leave anybody out. But for this one, this is for my good friend and yours, Brian, over at Embryonic Robot, put together the difficult vinyl tag, if you will, and he has 10 questions, and he has graciously allowed us to modify, substitute any of the questions that we may not be able to answer, and make them difficult as well. So I have the list of 10 questions here. There's a few that I did change because I did not have the answers for the questions, and I had to give it some thought as to what I was going to share with you guys. So without any further delay, the first question is, and this is kind of I have a modified answer for this one. So right out of the gate, we have show a CD long box, and back in the day, I had plenty of those that I kept for my CD collection, which I thought would be cool to one day maybe get them framed and hang them up on the wall, but that never came to pass. So I do have some CD box sets, or long box sets, if you would. I guess they would qualify as long box sets. And the first one is a rather trippy one, very psychedelic looking box of pearls. That is Janis Joplin's box set. You get 4 CDs in here, and here are the track listings. And I'll try to go through these rather quickly for the sake of time. And they did a pretty good job on the artwork, as I said, and the booklet. Here's the rather funky booklet, and then the back, which is really cool. And there are some photos in here. Great writing right up in here of Janis, and just some really cool info that was very informative as well. So I think we'll all enjoy, if you don't have this, I think you would enjoy having this in your collection. And I'll quickly show you the CDs that come with it too. And you get 5 of them. So here they are. The debut with Big Brother and the Holding Company. Cheap Thrills, which I'm sure everybody has. And then you got that one here. Pearl, which is one of my favorites, and I really love the instrumental on the album Pearl. And another psychedelic looking cover. So that is the 5th one. The next box set that I have is the Jimi Hendrix one, and it's in the purple velvet, representing the one and only Purple Haze, and just a really cool box set, well put together. It's got 4 discs in here. Hopefully you can see probably not, but that's kind of a difficult font to read, but it's just a really nicely done Jimi Hendrix box set. And last but not least, the Chess Blues box set. This is a 4-disc set, and one that I haven't listened to in a while, and it's probably time that I give it a spin or listening to in the near future. So that is question 1. Question 2, and again, this is a modified answer to show a flexi disc. I remember those were a thing. I never had any growing up as a kid, teenager, or even in my adult years as a collector, but I do have a Joan Jett in the Blackhearts. I guess you would call it a graphic novel, and it is a double graphic novel, and you get the 45 with it, and you have on one half of the graphic novel you have I Love Rock and Roll, and she's kind of like a superhero kind of crime fighter, and this, I guess, is the theme for the comic. And on the other side, Bad Reputation, and just a really cool bunch of artwork in here. So anyone that's a fan of Joan Jett, and I know there are a lot, and there's also a fan of graphic novels, you can get this at Z2 Comics. And here's where I believe the next one starts, which would be, yeah, you see the it flips upside down, so, and starts with the next comic, which is Bad Reputation. So that's really cool, and I'll quickly show you the 45, and it's on hot pink, or a pinkish color, if you will, which is really cool to have in the collection. Next is question number 3, and it is show a record with a timing strip or time strip on it. And this is the only one that I have, and I'm glad that I do have it. And it is Aerosmith's debut album, and it's I believe a first pressing because it's got this small photo on the cover, and on the back you have the time strip. So very cool to have this in my collection. And this also has an error with the title from the song Walking the Dog. It's got Walking the Dig, which I think is pretty funny. So that is question number 3. Question number 4 is show a live album, CD or LP, for when you were in the audience. Now, of all the shows that I've been to, I don't recall being a part of a live recording. Maybe I was at some time, but I don't have any in my collection. But I thought, well, since I don't have any, I thought it would be cool to pick an album that would be show an album, a live album that you wish you were in the audience for. And this is the record store they released from a few years back, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years of Elvis, and it's the King in the Ring. I'm getting my Elvis and WWE titles mixed up, if you will, and this is just an outstanding acoustic set from the 68 Comeback Special. Really killer track listing and an awesome, cool picture of the King, and just a phenomenal album to have in the collection, and it would have been really cool to be in the audience for this one. So that's my take on question 4. Question 5, I can't believe we had to get into the 5th question to show a record that, or an answer that has not been modified or changed in any way, shape, or form. And this one is show a record that is not in Discogs or one that you have added. And this one is from my good friend, my mentor and piano teacher who I got to meet in person finally after many years. I'm out in Massachusetts and he's in Michigan, and he was on tour in Maine last summer, in the summer of 24, actually July to be exact. And this is his album, Rainmaker, and his name is Matthew Ball. He goes by the Boogie Woogie Kid on YouTube, and this is just chock full of great classic Boogie Woogie songs. And if you have a hankering or just like good classic American piano music, then Matthew Ball is right up your alley. So check him out at the Boogie Woogie Kid on YouTube, and this album is a home run in my book, and it's one of my favorites in my collection. Next up is back to modifying the answers. This one is show a single on 2 different formats. I'm not a single guy. Well, I'm a single guy, but I'm not a guy who is single that collects singles. And for me, I decided to pick the 2 singles that I do have. And the first one is one that features, it was a 2024 record store day release, and this is from Bobby Rush, who teamed up with the Blind Boys of Alabama, and they did a double song single here. And let me get the fingers out of the way so you can see the front. And it really sounds good. They all harmonize well together, and it's just a nice sounding album. And peel the cheap sticker off of there. And there you go with the 2 tracks on here, or the tracks that are on here. Next, we have for the show a single, Larkin Poe, and they just put out a new album this year called Bloom, which I am going to be making a review on, and a review video. And this is an acoustic album that they put out for singles, a couple of singles, if you will, on both sides. I think there's 2 each. Zoom in on that. And this is an interesting album, and one that I wouldn't have picked up if it was any other band, but because it's Larkin Poe, one of my favorites. And this is a 2023, I believe, that this came out, so that's a really good find. Next, we are on question 7, and this one is show an album and all of the singles released on the album 7-inch, 12-inch format, or a CD single, which I don't have any of those. Again, I don't collect singles, just the ones that I just showed you. So the answer that I came up with number 7, the question I substituted with for number 7 is to show an album, and I don't believe I've shown this from my collection yet, but show an album in your collection that people would be surprised that you listen to. And this is the 1992 album that was a huge hit. I remember it was popular in my circle of friends, and not just in high school, but even afterwards when I was in college, it was still pretty popular. And it is The Chronic, which is Dr. Dre's big album, or one of the biggest albums of his career. So many great songs on this album. A couple of them are, let's see, we have Let Me Ride, Nothing But a G Thing, and again, just so many hard-hitting songs on here, and it's always fun to spin this one every so often. And this is a Target exclusive that came out, when did this come out? Let's see if I can read I can't find the copyright, but it wasn't that long ago. But I'm glad to have this in my collection. So another surprise there for all of you, that I'm not just a one-trick pony when it comes to the blues or blues rock. Number 8, show a CD that was bundled with the LP. I don't have any of those. Well, I do, but not bundled, but I didn't want to use this answer for this item, the item that I had for question 9 for question 8. So question 8, I am changing to a question called for name a genre of music that you wish you knew more about. And for me, it is opera. I don't know why I am drawn to it. I think it's because there are a lot of similarities between opera and blues. It's always, I think there's a lot of similarities. And you can say this for blues and country or any genre, but I feel like to me, I'm just wanting it to have a closer connection than people realize. But you know, in blues, you always have a love triangle song where someone has done someone wrong, someone wanting to get even with somebody. And the same goes for opera. And although I don't have any opera on CD anymore, I don't have any on vinyl either, but I'm looking to add some into my collection hopefully this year. And I do have this book that I've had for a long time, and it's called 100 Greatest Operas and Their Stories, and it's an act by act synopsis and breaks down so many of the great operas, and it's just a great source to have really for any music lover. And you don't have to be a diehard opera fan. I'm definitely not, but I do like to dip my toes in the music from time to time, and this is always a good source of information to have. So if this is something you're looking to venture into, this is a great book to have as a companion, if you will. And coming in at number 9, we have a box set on 2 different formats. And this one is from The Doors, and it is the 50th anniversary edition of Morrison Hotel. And once again, my number sheet on here. And this is the box set that I believe Rhino put out a few years ago for the 50th. And just a really cool cover of the band from the iconic album cover, and the back of the album cover as well. This is number 9170 on there, and you get a booklet and just a nice history of the album and everything, with some cool photos of the band. And I'll show you a couple of them and try not to be too long in this video. But it is just a fun album to have. You get the CDs and you get the LP. And real quick, I'll show you those. And this is the kind of a protective sleeve on the and when you took the shrink off, this was on the back of the album, and you can see the box set, and you can see where the number would show through there, which one you got. The only problem I have with this layout is you can see how the CDs are kind of tough to get out. I won't try to take them out now because they're just, it's a pain in the butt to take them out, but I wish they did a little better job on that. But you do get the LP, and I'll try to get this out of here without dropping this on the floor. But really nicely done for Rhino, and they did a great job putting this together. And I can't decide if Morrison Hotel or The Doors' debut album is my favorite album from The Doors, but it is definitely a bluesier album, and one that's definitely in my top favorites. I don't know where it would rank, but I also have one that's in the shrink still, and there's the hype sticker. And a much listened to album over the years. And now the last question is to show a song that mentions your name in the song. And I know Steve over at Alice, is A is for Alice, B is for Bob. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do so. Mentioned this song Steven that Alice Cooper did, and rather appropriate for him to put that on there, I thought. And for me, even though I don't have this song on vinyl or CD or in any physical format, and another shout out to a certain Gary over at Physical Format Rock and Roll, the song Mr. Crowley, which is my last name, was in college my answering machine song that was the was for all 4 years of college. I had the saw Mr. Crowley play anytime someone called. That would start playing. So I thought that would be pretty cool to tell the story, even though I don't have the album itself. But maybe someday I will have a copy of. I believe it's on the Blizzard of Oz. So Brian, thank you so much for putting this together. It was a lot of fun partaking in the many vinyl tags that are out there. So once again, let's make a push for January to be the Vinyl Tag Awareness Month, the official Vinyl Tag Awareness Month. And once again, I know there's a lot of great videos out there from a lot of great members in the VC. And to take the time to watch this rather subpar video here on my channel, I truly appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.